Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you get it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's going to people? Woo! What's good, people? It's a day, another day we call Tuesday. Anyway, they've been saying, what's good, people? Okay, we're going to do our morning ritual, which you already know, our new exhale. 1, 2, 3. I started that, in reference to, trying to get people who deal with a lot of stress and stuff like that. And sometimes you just got to take that moment out within the day and just exhale. It also helps release a lot of tension and stuff like that. Just like something. This is my little exercise because I'm supposed to be doing something else. But anyway, that being said. A California man decided to undergo gender reassignment surgery at the age of 42. But 80 years later, he made the unusual decision to reverse the procedure and go back to being a man. Now, he says that he should have never been allowed to have the surgery in the first place. Walt Hayer, now 74, says he isn't the only one who wasn't properly evaluated before undergoing the procedure. In 1983, Hayer says that he spent most of his life from the age of 5 feeling as if he was trapped in the wrong body. As a married father of 2, Hayer decided he needed to have a sex change. Barely into his 40s now, but now, 32 years later, he says the doctors failed to properly evaluate his motives. How did you like that in reference to what I was talking in reference to? Walt here at the age of 42 decided that he was going to go into transition, become a woman. Now he already was married, he already had 2 kids and stuff like that, and I'm assuming that he was living his life as a man in those type of years as far as 42 years, well 42 years of his life, worked with me. So anyway, that being said, so 8 years after 8 years within his transition, he decided that, it wasn't for him, that he got discriminated against. He went on 200 job. Oh, please don't start. He went on 200. Okay. He went on 200 job interviews. Okay. Work with me here, y'all. But just think it's funny. Okay. He went on 200 job interviews, and the simple fact that oh yeah, I gotta work with me. God, please, Lord, not one of these days. Okay, stay focused on it. He went on 200 jobs. Oh no! He went on 200 job interviews, and he was like. He was like, I'm out of here. I can't do it no more. This is going to be a bad video. Okay, I'm trying to work with me. He said, at 8 years, he says, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going back to being a man. Oh, I hate when this happens. He says he couldn't deal with it anymore. He's going back to being a man. I'm just thinking in my head. As you already know, I'm a Gemini, so I'm thinking in my head. He's like, oh, I'm out of here. This is some bullshit. I can't be a woman. They discriminate against me. They want to hire me for jobs. It's like, bitch, I'm calling my doctor back up. I'm going back to where I was. This is a bunch of nonsense. I'll make back up with my family. I don't care what I got to do. Just as crazy. Many will put the hat on, but a lot of us can't wear it. And the thing about it is that, after 42 years, myself per se, you have to forgive me for laughing, but I'm just picturing in my head, I'm just watching this. But anyway, after 42 years, living your life as a certain type of person, I'm sure maybe he messed around a lot, or I don't know. That's just me assuming within this story, stuff like that. And, my thing is that even if I decided to transition back, I'm still going to be dealing with men. I mean, to be honest, within my transition, stuff like that, that's only a couple of things that, that's about different. But as far as the hair and as far as, honey, child, please, it ain't much. I'm still going to be messing with men. But, I can understand that everybody put the hat on, but don't mean everybody can wear it and march on through. But then 8 years, he was like, this is enough. And he's not used to that type of stigma. It's almost as I hate to say this, and I don't want to make it racial, but it's almost as what he goes through when you're being black or a woman going for a job, and they discriminate against you, and you know he couldn't deal with it because his whole lifestyle is set to a certain manner, and he never had to deal with these issues at hand. And then that's what people say, well, when you're born black, you got to learn how to be strong, and if you're born gay, you have to learn to be even stronger, because now you're born black, and now that you're born gay, you're gonna have so many strikes against you and stuff like that. But you know, within the world we live in and stuff like that, if you're a strong person, you just overlook what they just said and go out and do you. And it is a possibility that the door will open for you. But the thing about it is that I believe in my per se of my mind, I'm thinking that by him being a white man, he's lived his life where a lot of things are not as much of a struggle for him, and to go into it and find them that is to kind of see what the underdog goes through. He didn't like it. You know, and the simple fact of the matter was like, he was like, I can't deal with this stuff like that. I'm out of here. So it is what it is, you know. And my thing is that, I mean, even I have thought about, you know, transitioning back, but then I thought about, was like, I'll be honest, you know, within me myself, I thought about it, I was like, you know, I don't think every girl has always thought, you know, in the back of their mind, like, oh my God, if I gotta go through all this with these men, it's crazy. You know, it is unreal, and like I've talked about it before, you know, and the thing about it is that I know a transsexual. I was trying to talk to her because I know she was, you know, she used to be a transsexual. Now she's living as a boy. I've seen her, you know, and the thing about it was like, I'm not going to knock your hustle. My thing is this, is that if it don't work, pull that shit off and do what you got to do to go back to what you need to go back to work for you. Fuck what anybody else say. You do what you got to do for you, and you do you the best way you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck them. So I wanted to talk to him, I guess I'll say him now, about his transitioning back. But he took it as I was hitting on him, and I was like, oh honey, if I could just tell you, that I do know what you was, because I don't want to say too much, because if I say too much, then y'all figure out who I'm talking about. But you know, the thing about it is that oh, that was caught. And the thing about it was that my whole thing is that don't really care what other people have to say when it comes down to you as far as your transition. If it doesn't work for you, just go back. It's just that simple. To pull this shit off and say, fuck it, it's not, you know, it's not worth it. But then sometimes it's almost become like a drug where you just can't quite go back. And then you may want to, but then you can't because you're already set in your ways. And I think within me of my living and stuff like that, I always, you know, the only problem I have with being transsexual is that I don't want to date straight men. Okay, shoot me, whatever. I don't want to date them. I watch how they dog women. I watch how they beat women. I watch all the shit that they do. I don't want to date them. I just don't, because at the end of the day, if you knocked me up and gave me a baby, you're only going to leave me to raise it by my damn self. And I'm not saying everybody, but it is too much of the pattern, and it's too much of the same thing that I'm seeing. And every woman can do that shit, but every woman can't always be wrong. And why is it that a father has to leave his child? You know, it is what it is. And I'm not saying everybody, but I do believe, you know, it is what it is. But I have thought about it as well. I also thought about going back to women. I mean, it is what it is. And for the meeting all the straight men that I meet, it could easily go back to being women, because every time you meet a straight man, his butt is in the air, and he's more cunt than you. The only thing he's missing is a good wig and a fucking hormone shot. Anyway, that being said, I want to know how you feel about this in reference to, you know, transitioning back, you know. And my thing is this, is that, like I said before, it's not for everybody. But to me, per se, I feel as though with him, I don't think he lived as a woman. I just believe he was like, oh, I'm a woman inside, da-da-da-da. It's not something that comes inside. It's also not something you're going to decide to be. This is how I see it. When you decide to be a transsexual, you was already being one, and you just didn't know it. Everybody pointed out to you. That's what happened to me. They was like, you're a girl, you're a girl, you're a girl. I was like, okay. But, you know, it came down to it with me. I was already that way. The only thing I needed was a stamp of the name change, but everything else was already that way, honey. The only difference I think now, being trans versus being the boy, is that I'm turning all you boys into girls, and I should get a motherfucker honor prize for having new trannies on the block. It's not funny. Anyway, that being said, and that's a new trend. I mean, you hardcore thugs, you know, you hate the girls like me, but then we get you home, honey, you're nothing but a woman. You're the real Wonder Woman. Anyway, that being said, I want to know how you feel about this transitioning back to being, you know, I just don't think everybody could try, but everybody's not going to wear the hat like they want to. Anyway, that being said, I want to say hello, older people, boom. I want to say old people, bam. And I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. When you do you, I want you to do you the best way you can. If nobody don't like it, then fuck them.